Good morning, Brian. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I am here at the Tellus Museum in Cartersville, Georgia. It's about an hour drive from my house. It's between my house and Atlanta, essentially. Um, the museum actually opens at 10, but there's some things I'd like to show out here. So I've got a good hour or so, hour and 20 minutes. So I decided I would just get out of my car and walk around a little bit. So the campus here is absolutely gorgeous. Um, this is the West Gallery over there, and the actual main museum portion here. But this is a really, really beautiful place to visit. Great, Brian. I'm glad you're doing well today, my friend. I'm gonna wait just a few minutes to see if anybody else pops in, but looks like we've got maybe two on board with us. And I'll probably do these off and on because there's a lot to see here, but it's going to be kind of today is field trip day here, according to a sign I saw, so it may be a little crazy, a little rowdy, a little chaotic. But that's even better because that gives me an opportunity to talk to some children about aerospace. So that's a good thing. And my daughter's class is actually going to be here as well. My youngest daughter. So they'll be here shortly. But anyway, those are watching. I see a couple numbers up popping up. This is the Tellus Museum in Cartersville, Georgia. Beautiful campus. We're going to take a look inside here shortly. They have several exhibits here. They have a wonderful dinosaur exhibit and also like a fossil find area for kids, which is really great. The kids love that. There's also a traveling exhibit in this West Gallery, which is the building that's kind of through the trees there. That's called Journey to Space. That is something I have not seen yet. So I'm looking really forward to that. It's supposed to be all about, you know, humans living in space. So it's supposed to be very interactive. So I can't wait to see that. But in the main part of the museum, along with the dinosaurs, there's also an area called the backyard, which is where kids can go and experiment, literally experiment with all kinds of different technologies. They can safely uh, experiment with electricity and see how they can make motors turn and move and stuff like that. Wind power, sound, all the different types of um, things like that. Really neat, fun for the kids. I sometimes go in there and sit down and just watch. It's pretty amazing to see what some of the kids' reactions to, making something move through electrical current. So it's always really fun to see. They also have a lot of minerals. There's a good portion of this museum, and actually, this museum originated as a mineral museum here years and years ago, even before I was born. And so that portion is still here. You can see all kinds of different minerals and crystals and stuff like that. It's very interesting. They have an area about meteorites, and because actually a meteorite fell to the earth here in Cartersville and went through someone's home, and they've actually got that on display here. There's also some stuff about earthquakes and volcanoes, kind of earth science type stuff. And last but certainly not least is my favorite, which is the Science and Motion exhibit. And that is essentially anything that moves. So there's cars in there, some very early cars, like early automobiles that are essentially motorized bicycles. So there's some very early cars. The very first electric car is, or one of the very first electric cars, is on display in there. And they also have an aerospace and aviation area. They've got a Bell helicopter inside. They've got some models of some space hardware. Space hardware is hard to come by, but the models that they have include an Apollo capsule that, from what I understand, was used in a movie as a movie prop. It's modeled after the Apollo 1 capsule that y'all know took the lives of Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee during that fire on the launch pad. There's also a full scale Mercury capsule. There's some models of different rockets as a comparison so that you can see how large they are to the average person and then compare the rockets to themselves. So it's really neat. They've got some, I think they got a nose gear tire from the one of these shuttle orbiters, and they got a fuel cell and some other things, but try to take a look at that best we can. So a little bit about this. This is an Earth science, or excuse me, an Earth station antenna. So this was used to communicate between the ground and satellites in space. This was originally installed in LaGrange, Georgia, and LaGrange, Georgia is on it's kind of the middle west side of the state of Georgia. So this was actually installed back in December of 1980 by Dow Jones, and it was used from 1981 until 2005. And so after it was dismantled, it was moved here, and now it's on display. So it says here that this dish could also be used as a radio telescope, which can detect radio waves from strong sources such as the center of our Milky Way galaxy. That's pretty cool. So let's take a closer look. Let's see, I forgot to read how big this is. Yeah, so this dish is 46 feet 5 inches high, and it's 36 feet in diameter. And its angle and its rotation are adjustable. I'll show you that here in just a minute. We'll take a look. Good morning, King Look. How are you? Another Brian on board. Brian Collar. Hello, this is the Tellus Museum in Cartersville, Georgia. Tellus Science Museum. So, technology is cool. I really get into it, but I also really get into the mechanics of it, and how they design and built stuff like this to be functional. And we have a curved track where this simply rotates back and forth. This thing's pretty large. There's a smaller antenna right here off to the southern side. I don't see any type of information regarding it. But anyway, welcome everybody. I'm glad y'all joined in. This museum is located about an hour northwest of Atlanta, Georgia. It's right off of Interstate 75, exit 293. It is not a free museum. It's about $20 to get in. It's open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's plenty to see, so if you do decide to travel out here, you'll want to come a little early and be here when the doors open, and because there's plenty to see. You'll stay here all day. Again, a beautiful campus. Absolutely. I've been here many times, and I've never seen even a piece of trash on the ground. The groundskeepers are phenomenal here. Landscaping is gorgeous. This is one of those places that even if you got tired of the museum or got finished with the museum, don't think you get tired of it, but you could literally bring a, and I've seen people, doing picnics out here on the lawn, so it'd be really nice. Let's walk down here and look at the observatory. So I've had the chance to take part in this in the past, which was absolutely amazing. They do have an astronomer on staff here. Really, really nice man. If you're a member of the museum, which I'm not currently, but I was last year, you get opportunities to do things that only members get to take part in. And one of those things I got to do last time was view the sun through a solar telescope and observe solar flares and stuff like that. So, sunspots and solar flares. Really neat because solar telescopes are completely different than the typical telescope we think of. So, it was a rare opportunity, and I was really glad to get to take part of that. And sometimes they have amateur astronomers come out and they'll set up on the lawn here all the way around. And they'll even invite you to look through their telescopes. Really, really great group of people. But you can see up top where the dome opens up to expose the telescope lens. I would love to have this back here. Yeah, Brian, the wildlife here is really, I'm not sure if you can hear all the birds, but the birds are just singing this morning. It's relatively cool, and the birds are just having a great day. The dogwoods are blooming, and so, yeah, really nice. This is a nice area. I grew up just south of here as a kid. As you get closer to Atlanta, of course, it's more city and stuff like that. So it's kind of built up over the years. But my first airport job was actually in this town. Back in 1996, I worked for a company called Phoenix Air at the Cartersville Airport. And that's really where my professional career in aviation started. It's also the same airport I learned to fly at. And that's maybe 15 minutes from here. I wish I had time to go by there too, just kind of look around. It's been a long time. I'm just going to make a big circle here. Oh, Brian, caller, I thank you for that. Appreciate you subscribing to me. Yeah, I understand. Life will definitely throw curves. Yeah. Well, good luck to you. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. We'll do some more aviation and some aerospace stuff. So we're gonna walk around and look at a wind turbine and some solar arrays that actually do provide some power to the museum here. So walk around there in just a second. But thank you for joining us. This building here is the newest of the buildings. This is where the Journey to Space exhibit is. The last time I was here, this was still under construction. So I'm really excited to get inside this building and take a look around. I could spend all day just walking around in a circle. If I worked here or worked near here, I think I would come here on my lunch break and just have lunch and walk around the paths. It's very pretty. Here we can see there's a sign right there on the door. It says Journey to Space. Really, really excited for that. I think I'm literally the only person here right now. I'm the early bird. Here we have a solar array, and from what I understand, these solar panels, they've been here, I think, from the very beginning. I don't remember ever a time coming here that they were not here, but they do provide some electrical power to the facility here. So I don't know if these move. I don't think these are sun tracking arrays. Ooh, that one's got a little damage to it. It's unfortunate. Let's see. Let's look behind them. Now these are, they look adjustable, but they don't look like they're tracking. So they're fixed, and that might be why there's different angles. They're all pointed at slightly different angles. But here we have a wind turbine. Wind turbines are not that, you just don't see them all that much in Georgia. We don't have a whole lot of wind. Probably because of our terrain. It's kind of rolling hills and whatnot. But it's still a great technology that I think is evolving. And I know out further west in the United States and other areas are gaining popularity. So here's the unit that is just like the one up there. So this is a 44-foot diameter rotor on this unit here that's made by Intertech. And this is a 44 series. So let's see what this one actually is manufactured in Newton, Kansas. 40 kilowatts. So it's a three-phase electrical 40 kilowatt generator spinning at 30 miles an hour. That's pretty significant power. And the tower is 80 feet tall. The head on top can be rotated 360 degrees, so it can make use of the wind no matter what direction it's traveling in. So that's pretty versatile. Oh wow, that sounds fantastic, Brian. Places like that are just truly beautiful, aren't they? Now, years ago, this building right here was constructed. It doesn't look like it's still, maybe it's in the process of being redone or something, but at one time, this building was set up as a futuristic home. Looks like it probably still is. And I believe it was done by students at Georgia Tech, the Georgia Institute of Technology. And so, yeah, there's still signs here that reflect that, the solar house. But one thing I remember about this is everything, this is kind of a self-sufficient home. Right up here we had solar panels that powered it. It made use, obviously, of natural light. It used sunlight to heat water, which was amazing. But certain times of the day you could come out here on, well, I don't think certain times of the day, but certain days you can come out here and someone will actually walk through this facility with you and explain how all this works. This is I think represents the glass that we're looking through right now and how it uses the sunlight efficiently, not only to allow a good view, but also to manage the energy as far as heat and whatnot, UV rays coming in. So I thought this was really a neat exhibit because at the particular time this was built, I was in school to become an electrician, and so seeing this kind of from a construction standpoint was really interesting to me. Yeah, this would be really cool, Brian. It the first time I saw it, I thought, wow, it's kind of small, but it's really not. It's really not. It's got some rooms further back in there, like the bedroom and the bathroom. You don't see. But yeah, this would be really cool. I would actually like to have this on top of the mountain to where I live. What a great view you could have with all this glass. Uh, and I'm sure you could have some long curtains or something or blinds installed to provide your privacy as you needed it. But yeah, the birds are having a wonderful day out here. Just that alone has put me in a good mood. Here, back this way, you can see Interstate 75. So it's literally, once you get off exit 293, if you're traveling north, you'll take a left and immediately take another left, and you're here. So it's very easily accessible. There are some smaller restaurants and stuff in the area. There's also a cafe inside the museum that you can uh, get a snack, get a sandwich or a bag of chips and a soda. The people here have always been extremely nice and helpful. Um, I had an opportunity to volunteer here once upon a time, but it never did come to be because it turned out that they needed me to be here more time than I had. But I hope to one day be able to join up with a museum of some sort and volunteer. That's probably going to be my task when I retire. This is the main entrance. Something that's really cool when you first walk in this door is there is a pendulum that swings like a clock on the floor. So it's amazing. So I'll try to get that later when we walk in. Interesting, really large time pendulum that just swings nonstop by using gravity, and it holds extremely accurate time. Who needs a watch, right? Yeah, a cup of coffee and a little bit of wildlife. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, Brian, I really hope to. This is probably the closest museum to me. One thing that's the way they work here is if you're a volunteer, you have to be available to volunteer in all the areas. So, as an example, and I'm not saying that this is bad, I'm not judging anyone or anything, but in order to volunteer here, you have to be willing to work in all the exhibits, and I'm okay with that, except for I just don't think I would do them justice. Um, because I don't know a whole lot about dinosaurs. I don't know a whole lot about anything in this wonderful museum except for the aviation and aerospace portion. So I felt like I'd probably be letting the visitors down because I like to be the person that knows the answers to the questions, and I think I wouldn't be a very good volunteer for that. I tried to work out some deal with them where I would just do the aerospace thing, but and I understand they can't do it because if they're going to do it for me, then they would have to do it for everybody, and that's just how it works. So anyway, I never did never did get to do it, but maybe one day I can work something out. But my biggest my biggest desire is to volunteer at the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center or Space Camp in Huntsville, Alabama. I think that would be probably the greatest thing. So hey, here I am. But I think working at the space camp would be not only fun for me, but it'd be kind of sentimental as well. Since I attended Space Camp back in 1989, I think it'd be a lot of fun. And they're always needing people to work and do volunteer work there. So there's constant need for volunteers. Really, I think at any museum. So that's what I hope that will happen. Yes, Brian, I do like history. Now, I like uh, I like all sorts of history. Really, I do enjoy reading about world history and even American history. Where I live is kind of a very historic area with American history because our Civil War back in 1865, um, the very last portion of that war before the southern states surrendered to the northern states happened in obviously in Atlanta or south of Atlanta all the way down to Savannah down to the coastline, but that that war came through the area where I live now. So there's a lot of battlefields and um, parks and stuff like that. The largest military park in the country is just north of me in a town called Chickamauga. A beautiful area, absolutely gorgeous. And so, the Civil War here in America can be a controversial, touchy topic to speak about sometimes. But I think it's important that we preserve our history because it shows us where we were and what have we done to learn from those mistakes. And so I think it's fascinating to at least understand the history behind it. So anyway, a lot of history in the area. The Trail of Tears, where uh, when um, when Europeans first came to the New World or America, forcibly led Indians out of their territories, forced them out. It's known as the Trail of Tears. That also runs in the valley just below the mountain that I live on. There's signs in the area that speak of the Trail of Tears. And that kind of hits a little home for me because I have Indian in my family, American Indian. My dad, specifically, my I can't tell by looking at me, but my dad was certainly had American Indian and Cherokee tribe. Uh, and he was very dark complected, and he just had that really quiet, powerful demeanor about him. But so yeah, some of my ancestors probably died and forced to leave their homes. So history can be painful. It really can. But I think it's important that we learn from it. We have to learn from our mistakes, and studying history will certainly do that. Certainly do that. But anyway, yeah, it's only you and I now. I saw it one time there. We got up to 11, and I was really excited. I still see. Yeah, I see. Well, I see two on the screen, so I don't know if that is you and I or you and someone else and I. So there, I guess there's a potential for three to be on here, but certainly appreciate you joining in this morning, Brian. I wish you were here. I think you would really like this. It's just I'm sitting on a bench now in a beautiful area. I'm the only one here. I could do this every day. I could just sit here and enjoy this. There's a wonderful fragrance in the air of flowers. Uh, I have to. I, sorry, you're not. sorry, sorry that you cannot smell the fragrance of the flowers, but it's really, really relaxing. Sun's really nice and warm, and yeah, just a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day. We had some rain, sporadic rain yesterday. It didn't last very long, and I was a little nervous about today about walking in the rain, and it turned out to be an absolute gorgeous morning. So this is nice. This is nice. I wish you were here walking with me. A lot to see. We've got some time to still to burn here. I may I may go and back to my car and maybe have a snack or something. So put my glasses on so I can see from afar. But I see some people walking. Looks like they're doing what I was doing earlier. They're here early and they're just soaking in the sites that are nearby. Or they may be workers. I'm not really sure. I hope to meet some of the workers here that take care of the grounds because I would really like to shake their hand. This is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. All right, great, great. Yeah, I think you'd really like this, Brian. It's very pleasant. This strikes me as getting to know you through your post and conversation, and I know you have a love for wildlife, and I appreciate that. I do. Um, I as well. I really have. I won't say I understand everything, but I certainly have an appreciation for everything really. But wildlife is one of those things that I really appreciate. My wife and my son, my oldest son, well not my oldest son, my middle son, Christian. You've seen a video about him. I embarrassed him on his birthday. But my wife and my son Christian teach a wildlife class to children in our area. We have an organization in the United States called the 4-H. I don't know if it's international. It could be international. But 4-H teaches a lot of things to kids. Everything from agricultural and sustainability of the environment. Some 4-H programs have rocketry, uh, which is great. I wish ours did, but it doesn't. Um, and there's probably not a big interest in it where I live, honestly. If there was, I would love to do it. If anyone's listening, but yeah, they teach the wildlife portion of that course and or that in that organization, and then they even have competitions regarding it. So it's really neat. My son is really into wildlife sustainability, environmental sustainability. Taking taking a piece of property and making a place where wildlife would want to be and feel protected. And that's what he kind of does on our property on the mountain is we feed the wildlife, we welcome them, we enjoy the bear that visits us occasionally, the mountain lions or not, excuse me, not mountain lions, but the bobcats, um, that come and scream really loudly at night, which scared us to death the first time we ever heard it. But anyway, well, Brian, I don't know if it's really necessary for me to just sit here and talk about nothing. But I tell you what, I'm going to get off here because I want to keep the battery charging. I'll probably get off here and plug a power pack into my phone, freshen it up, give me a little snack, and then I'll join you again on the inside, and maybe we'll get more people. I saw the number go up to 11. I don't know if that was true or not. Or maybe I saw one and thought I saw another one beside it. But I hope this grows. I hope the as the channel becomes more um, observed. I hope more people tune in for stuff like this. My dream is to share this with as many people as I can, and I think this platform is great because you can follow along with people and go places that maybe you'll never ever get the opportunity to travel to, and that's why I really like what Mike does, is because I feel like I'm in that museum with him. I'm walking with him, and seeing some things that I've only read about, and I don't know how many airplanes Mike has shown in his live streams that I have read about and have never seen. And to me, that's really appreciated. I like the fact that he does so much with his channel. So And I'm lucky today that my daughter is coming here. That kind of gave me the pathway to be here as well. So next place to go, definitely the Space and Rocket Center. I think everyone will love it. There's a lot of stuff there as well. But anyway, hey Mark, how are you? Good to have you. Fitness walking. Okay, for school. He's a class in your life. Well, I, when you get to where you're my age, um, and I'm pushing 50. When you're pushing 50, walking sometimes gets even a little difficult. So, hey, Mark, since you're here, and let me show you. Let me show you what we got here so far. So we are at the Tellus Museum in Cartersville, Georgia. It's about an hour north of the town, city, whatever. Uh, this is a science museum. It started as a mineral museum way back in the day, I think probably in the 70s. It's since evolved into a complete, science museum. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody. There are some satellite arrays out here, antennas. These were used to communicate between the ground and science and uh, satellites in space. Kind of cool. So anyway, we'll go around here and look at these. Hello, good morning. So anyway, Mark, I'm gonna walk over here and I'll take a look. People are starting to get on site. So this is the observatory, and there's a couple telescopes here. One of them I've gotten to participate with. It's a solar telescope. I got to look at the sun like about 3 or 4 years ago. It's been a while back. See some sunspots and some solar flares. It's really cool. You can see at the top there how there's maybe a 4 foot wide section that rotates and opens up to expose the lens. This campus mock is absolutely gorgeous. This is a place where you could just come and lay in the grass all day and be happy. But really, really neat campus. Guys, I'm gonna get another angle of this satellite antenna over here because I think from where I was standing earlier, you really couldn't see the front of it. But there's the smaller one out there. But here, yeah, this is a lot better view. Should have done this to start with. And here is the antenna from right here. So you too, Mark. Take care, buddy. Have a great day at school, and we'll see you again soon. Oh wow, you got a wedding to go to. Oh, that's great. Weddings are fun, unless it's yours, and then it's stressful. I remember being so stressed out at my wedding, but it was still a lot of fun. But I'm gonna follow this path. I'm sorry for the bouncing camera. I don't walk very smoothly, apparently. Need to get one of those gyroscopic mounts. Being that this started off as a mineral museum, there's actually some really, really big equipment that is on display on the other side, kind of like through those trees over there. There's those big earth mover dump trucks that are ginormous. I can walk that direction and show you a little bit. Show you the observatory from this side. Sometimes I get too close to things and you really can't see things very well. So. Oh, I just realized these. So each one of these out here, you can see they're lined up. Each one has a planet. So here we have actually my favorite planet, which is Jupiter. And it's got a little story down here talking about Jupiter. You know, Jupiter is one of those planets that if we didn't have it, we'd be in a lot of trouble because it acts like a giant vacuum cleaner for space debris. Many asteroids have been consumed by Jupiter that could have potentially hit the Earth. So it's kind of like our guardian planet, if you will, with its immense size and gravity. Let's see what we have here. Saturn. Saturn is great because it's, you know, its ring system, I guess, is really what made it so popular. But very beautiful planet. To me, planets are like art in motion. You know what? Let's walk down through all of them. I would imagine these are arranged in the order that they are in our solar system. But yeah, the planets, if you ever see Jupiter through a telescope or just a live video from a space based telescope, it's really impressive how the clouds are constantly changing. The great spot is never looks the same. It's always changing and evolving. So this is Ceres, which is a dwarf planet, and it's essentially located really close to Jupiter. Don't hear a whole lot about this. Um, it's one of those that's kind of people are. I guess there's just not a lot of interest in it. We have Mars. Mars is very popular these days with everyone's interest in traveling there and living on planet Mars. Of course, we know what comes next. Our beautiful blue marble planet Earth. Venus is an interesting planet to me because, you know, years and years ago, we used to think Venus was very similar to Earth, and we found out it's actually a very violent planet. The pressure and heat alone. I believe it was the Soviet Union, or it may have been Russia at that time, sent a probe to Venus, and it only survived a few seconds before it was just crushed. So here we have Mercury. That's the place to go if you like the heat. And of course our sun, which is, this is certainly not the scale because, you know, the sun, you can fit like 1,000 Earths in it. But anyway, very cool. I like how they have this laid out. And I think these are kind of relative placed to kind of give you an idea of the distance between them as well. And that's why the further we go out here, the further away they are. So very neat. That's probably been out here for years, and I've just now noticed it. Yeah, how old is the universe? Absolutely. Um, Billions and billions of years old. And I know there's a lot of um, theories. It's hard to determine exactly how old it is, but based on science, we can kind of make an observation and a good hypothesis of how old the universe is. But yeah, truly amazing. Another thing that amazes me about um, the universe is how quickly it expands and at the rate that it expands at. That's mind-boggling to me. Truly is. All right, Brian. Well, I'm showing that there's another person on here with us. I think they're just tagging along and enjoying the walk with us. But I think I'm going to get off here for a minute. There's a school bus coming right there. That could be my daughter. So I'm going to get off here, charge the phone, get ready for the inside view of this wonderful museum. And hopefully you have time to check back in with me and join along. So, anyway, there we go. I'm getting better at this, Brian. Hang in there. Too many buttons to push. But yeah, there's a lot of people here now, so I hope I get an opportunity to share some knowledge with some of these young people. Um, and if not, that's okay, because I'm sure I'll gain some knowledge as well. Um, it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm going to get off here in a minute, and I'll check back in with y'all here shortly. Probably, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. It's going to take a while to get these kids inside, but look forward to it. And as always, appreciate y'all. And we'll see you very soon. Thanks.